Hello! In this video, let's interpret a chart using AI tools of ChatGPT, Gemini, and also Copilot. What's important is to have a quality graph or chart to ensure that at least in terms of quality there is no issue, and that's the chart that I'm going to use. We have 3 products, and then we have sales data for during the year. Now let's just also add this to the each tool, and then we ask them to interpret, and also we can also compare their speed as well. Now they're all ready to go, and with a bit of delay we can see that which one does the task quicker. Basically the task is simply interpret the file. We didn't mention whether it's a chart or what. As you can see that they're all Gemini seems almost finished, but it's still Copilot and ChatGPT are still working. Yeah, then now it's possible to now go through the details and see how they have interpreted the chart and whether it has been accurate or not. There's some good general information. We see that it has identified what's each axis, and basically now let's just compare the graph here too. For example, the right color of each product, again that's some, and even which one sells more, at least in that level it has distinguished between the products. Now let's see that how it has been done by Gemini. It has provided more information, and if we look at this, even it talked about seasonalities and even possible future analysis, but when we read and go through, lots of them are general information. It's like it doesn't have any specific number or figure, and it can be like general interpretation. Doesn't provide much additional information, but in terms of usefulness, but again it provides more information. With Copilot, as you can see, very similar to ChatGPT. It's not unexpected, and given that they both use the same language model, basically they are Microsoft's products. And now let's just go with providing some or asking some specific questions, like what's the sales amount for product A1 in December. Let's see whether they can read and go through the picture. Interesting that Copilot and Gemini even didn't try further, and then they stopped basically. But ChatGPT did it, and at least they provided us with some figures and numbers. If we look at the chart, that number is not very accurate, but again not totally out of the range, but it shows that they are not capable. You see that it's a bit more than 50,000, maybe 60,000, but again 90,000 is overestimation of that. But again, at least it shows that still they are not capable of reading the figures or interpret the chart in that level. Then that's also Gemini and also Copilot even didn't go that far even. Also, you can provide more background information for interpreting an image. Let's say that for this case we might just need to provide the year, and asking them to provide the interpretation based on this new information, background information that are, for example, we are talking about this particular year or this particular company, or any other additional information, and see how they perform considering that additional information, whether they take into account or consideration that additional information, or basically how they deal with that new information. Now I'm also going to let's say add something related to the year, and we add year 2023, and then asking them to interpret the same with considering that at least we know the year is 2023. Let's see what happens. And yeah, interesting, even Gemini didn't take into account anything related to that request. They go back to the previous question. They didn't possibly it didn't understand and what's the purpose, but ChatGPT and Copilot they try to provide or refresh the data and interpretation and just have a flavor of 2023 in their interpretations. Of course, still the data there is not much details in terms of the amounts, but again, in terms of considering the context and updating information based on the year, Copilot and ChatGPT did it. Now let's just go with a product that has very close a number of, it's easy to interpret and find, like C2, product C2 in December. And if I show you the chart, then you will see that that C2 in December is easy to see. It's around 350,000. That it shouldn't be difficult, because you can see those lines are crossing the bar. That then we expect them at least to be able to see that it's not that difficult. But as you see again, Gemini couldn't, and Copilot couldn't, but still ChatGPT did perform better than the other two. It did interpret that, but again 380 is really a big overestimation. At least we could expect that be closer to 350,000, but again, at least it performed much better than the other. You see that here 380 is going to be between the other two lines, but yeah, 380 doesn't look to be a good estimation, but it still is of course better than the other two in terms of being able to identify the numbers. The conclusion is basically still they might be able to give you some right information, but they are not still capable to provide detailed information and be able to capture the exact numbers from a chart or a graph. And we need to be very careful when we ask them to interpret something for us. Then if in a case like this, they might not be able to provide us with the right information.